Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 25 of my modded Factorio playthrough. This is another loaded save file while we continue to recover from the hard drive failure. So, it looks like this save file wasn't quite as far as the other one, but I can quickly fix this and set it up to work properly, because I believe in the previous video we already had solder set up. Oh, it's like mixed up. See how there's lead in there? Some pipe mixing must have occurred. That's interesting. I kind of recall something like that happening previously. It's like it mixed here too. That pipe mixing is serious stuff, man. It can cause a lot of problems. Alright, that should be a pretty quick fix. Let's see if this works. Oh, there's more molten tin just got stuck. What happened here? There we go. Now they're all green. Might have to chop some trees. I'll leave that till later. I have a feeling just loading the next save file and trees will magically be cut, so I won't worry about that. Trees get cut at some point. Alright, so I believe the next thing we were going to work on was alloys, or we're going to work on specifically bronze. And we have it unlocked right here, at least to make the bronze plates. It needs copper ingots and tin ingots. But we don't really have anything to make with them, so we have to research alloy processing to unlock bronze pipes. And I believe that's pretty much the only thing. I don't remember if I did this search before, but let's do it now. So when we search bronze plates, you see the only thing we really get for it is bronze pipes and pipe to ground. So maybe in the future some new mod will be put in there that uses it. But as of right now, the only thing it's used for is these level 2 pipes. But nonetheless, they are useful. And it's a little cheaty, I'll explain it when it comes to that, but we technically can reverse factory these bronze plates back into more constituents than actually went into making them. But at least they won't be completely wasted. But we need to make an alloy. The blueprint is basically identical to this other one we've been using. It looks like it's already been copied, so we can just use it again. And let's just put it in line right here. We'll just select the robots. There we go. And make some machines. And lots of copper pipes. Lots of everything. Yeah, that tends to be how it goes. Short on lots of everything. Okay, let's see. Alloy processing is done. So if we switch this recipe over to molten bronze, yes, it looks like it handles 24 every 4 seconds rather than 12 every 4. It should work like this because we are inserter limited, so we're basically going to require 2 machines anyway, even though technically we only need 1 machine. Because of the inserter limitation, we basically need 2. Until we get blues, we can't really easily max these machines out. Alright, so we need to set these to bronze. Those bronze plates look really funny. They're very not flat and sharp. Okay, so we need to deliver copper and tin. Tin is fairly easy. We have it right here. And if we use the underground belt trick, we can make sure that we only get the tin. To do so is going to require the belt to be facing down, because the part that is closest to where the belt goes underground is the part that gets blocked, so it would have to be down. And that's going to be a little awkward. So let's say the belt comes in like this. So we're probably going to want it to come in through here. I'm going to try to pre-plan this a little bit. I'm going to have to put a thing right there. So something like that. Alright, so let's move this up and then over. So that should work. There we go. It's a little funny looking, but it gets the job done. So this is technically the 3rd thing in a line of priority. And I would say that's about accurate, because the priority for these bronze plates is very low. But the other thing we need to deliver is the copper. And again, this is why you don't put the induction furnaces right next to the blast furnaces, because even in the beginning of the game right now, but especially later, you're going to do a lot of ingot mixing. Unfortunately, though, this is going to require that we change the way that we set this up a little bit, because right now we have it set up so everything, all the copper that gets produced gets boxed, because we're in copper overload mode. You see that these boxes are just completely filled. We've got 10,000 copper plates, it looks like. And it has to be like this, because otherwise the iron would block up. So let's do another priority setup here. Except we're going to put the priority for the bronze plates first. I mean, it's going to be split in half. This is not as good as a circuit network. We're going to be siphoning off copper ingots to make bronze. And anything that's left over can just be turned into copper plates and stored. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it here. So we can send this over to the side. And for now, I'm going to actually close this off entirely, because we want this belt to get filled up. Because otherwise, if it's only getting 50% of the output, it's going to take a long time. And might as well use this belt right here. Seems good. Put that in there. And that should be pretty straight. Alright, and that should eventually lead down. We're going to need to take some space here, take some things out of these boxes to create space, so it's going to produce some copper ingots and have them be sent down. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to immediately test this thing. So let's go in there. I guess I could put it right next to this, but I'd rather not. Alright, let's put these power poles in. Oh, it fits. I was expecting it not to be long enough. Okay. It's a little weird having ingots go by finished products, but there's really no way to avoid at least a little bit of spaghetti in the beginning. Okay, where are those ingots? I'm waiting. Okay, let's go check. You know it's making them. It's just not making them very fast. There they are. I guess we'll just wait. Here they come, here they come. There we go. It's definitely a weird icon how they're like set on top of each other but offset. I kind of like it. It's weird looking, but I kind of like it. Too bad we won't be buzzing much of any of this. Like, we won't be buzzing it because it has no purpose. We're literally going to use it to make the only thing that you can make out of it right here. So it's going to be a very limited use. And the recipe is a little interesting here, where it's very copper heavy. It's not a 50-50 ratio. A lot of Angel stuff is 50-50, so whenever it's not, I'm like, ooh, look, it's not 50-50. But I have no complaints. Copper is going to be in massive abundance here, so I have no problems with this at all. Alright, well, let's just let that run for a while. We can make our new pipes. So bronze pipes are the upgrade to copper pipes, basically. There's really no advantage to them other than they have a longer underground distance. So where copper is 10, bronze is 15. But I like to just replace everything just for consistency. And we have unlocked steel pipes, which are the 15 distance version of iron. So the only thing we haven't unlocked yet is the higher version of stone pipes, which is plastic. Which of course requires plastic. They're the blue pipes, I believe. And unfortunately, the thing we use most often is going to take the longest to get, because we're nowhere near needing plastic right now. So I'm not going to set up a plastic line just so we can make plastic pipes. It's kind of overkill. But there's no need to bust this. We can make our pipes right here. And I'm not even going to worry about it being a balanced setup, because we're not really going to be consuming this stuff very quickly. So I am not worried. So let's space them out a little bit. The first one can make regular pipes. The second one can make the undergrounds. And let's make some wooden boxes. Put them right here, and I'm sure they're going to be greatly inserter limited, but I'm not really worried. There we go. So it's going to... I'll move these two. It looks like these things have moved over to the point where we don't need these anymore either. Let's hold a stack of 50 regulars and 50 undergrounds. And I have the feeling these things are going to need quite a bit of bronze per second. Not really, actually. It's only going to need about 1.5. So that's 2 inserters. And this other one is going to be... It requires a ton, but it's limited by the output of the regular pipes, so I'll just put... whatever, I'll just do 2. Seems good. Let's fire it up and see how it works. Seems about right. It's not going to be fast, but we're not really going to use it that much, so it's okay. Now we're just going to have to slowly wait on all that copper to make its way down. I'll pick those up for a second. Just as a comparison. Man, those things are pretty long pipes, I forgot. Like, much better than the alternative here. I'm just using the stone pipe as an example, but it makes it much cleaner to do long piped lengths. So we could manually replace all these pipes by hand, which is an option. But why do that when we can do it easier? And we can use Upgrade Planner for this. And this is how you set up. You hit U on your keyboard to unlock it, but also I believe there is a recipe unlocked from the beginning of the game. There we go, it's this one right here. Upgrade Planner. It requires nothing and you can make an unlimited amount of them. This is the tool that allows you to do the work. Okay, so if we needed to replace them by hand, you know, you just pick them up, just plop it over here, and now it's been replaced. But you can set up Upgrade Planner. You can say what you're going from. So we're going from copper pipe to bronze pipe. And copper underground to bronze underground. You can get rid of that. And if you go in here to the tool, it says selecting entities will upgrade them, and shift select will do it with robots. So it's a little weird, but let me show you. It's kind of a strange thing. It's very instant and unsatisfying. So if you just left click and select over all the things you want to upgrade, it will use anything you have in your inventory to make those upgrades. So you see, it just does that, and it says insufficient items because it was trying to upgrade these pipes, which we don't have any in our inventory yet. I don't know, it just seems a little cheaty to just drag your cursor over huge swaths of your factory and instantly replace things. It seems, I don't know, well, cheaty. But if you hold shift and do the same thing, it will use your robots, which is much less cheaty. But I have to select to the tool to make it work. There we go. So holding shift and select. Oops, robots aren't selected. It actually replaces them directly. I thought it was just going to only replace the things you had in your inventory. Well, that's a little odd. Now it's going to bother me, so I have to hurry up and replace those things rather than leave them be unused. Well, and I guess don't use that then, unless you know for a fact you've got all this stuff in your inventory. Fortunately, we lost a little bit of resources because when it picked up the pipes, the resources just disappear when they're in liquid form, so oh well. Learn something new every day. Alright, so if I just select it regularly, yeah, it's much less buggy that way. So now we're just going to let this thing do its work. We'll just do some handcrafting to make it go faster. And let's replace all these pipes. This tool is awesome. Just going whoop like that, and it just replaces it. And then it says insufficient items when you don't have enough, so you know you need more. And you can use it on anything in the factory. It's especially useful for belts. When you have a really complicated belt setup and you just want to upgrade everything to the next tier. That's probably the most useful application of it. And we had some copper pipe over here. And over here. I think that's all the copper pipes. Because we were basically only using it for metal or liquid metals. Let's see, you could put everything in there. Yeah, you see how it puts the extra resources just in your inventory. So you can deal with them as you see fit once you replace them. Let's see, I don't need a full stack of this stuff. It's not that important. But yeah, there's that. And since we replaced all of the small pipes, the copper pipes, we might as well replace the medium-sized pipes, the water pipes. And to do that, we're going to need steel. Looks like we don't have too much in our inventory, so I'm going to pick up a stack of it. We're not using a whole lot of steel pipes, or at least a lot of iron pipes, but there are some applications of it, so let's adjust the tool from iron to steel. And use the tool. Insufficient items. Do we not have any? Yeah, oh, those are stone. Sometimes it's really hard to tell. These colors are very similar with certain pipes, so it could be really hard to tell sometimes. Alright, that was replaced. I believe we just had this right here. Steel, steel. Yep, now we just need some regular pipes. Let's do this. And do this. Just like that, everything's upgraded. The rest are stone, and, you know, like I said, we can't do anything with that, so we're just gonna have to leave them for now. And now we have a bunch of junk to put in the junk chest. See, we've got some iron chests we're not gonna need. Definitely don't need any of this copper, but every copper plate is precious. We can turn those back into copper plates at some point, so let's just put them in here, and eventually when we research Reverse Factory, we could reverse those back into their basic resources. See the undergrounds. Okay, that looks pretty good, and yeah, that's good there. Looks like this thing is still chugging away, making bronze, so I'm going to leave the copper unplugged for now and let all the output go into here until it backs up, and then I'll hook everything up properly. I noticed we're a little short on the lead ingots, so is one of these machines clogged? Yep. Oops, didn't mean to take all of it out. There we go, looks like we got some junk I gotta put in the junk chest. Alright, took care of that. That's it for today's episode. On the next one, we'll be working on producing carbon, so I will see you then.